Thank you very much indeed. Honourable Justice Martha Koome, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Honourable Justice Faustin Tetsiliao, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Rwanda. Honourable Justice Isaac Lenaola, Chair of the ICMS. Honourable Registrar of the High Court, Elizabeth Tanui. Ambassador of the European Union to Kenya, Zageta Henrietta Geiger. Executive Director of the National Council of the Administration of Justice, Dr. Moses Maranga. DPP, Nordan Haji. Director of the DCI, George Kinoti. Inspector General of the Kenya Police, Hilary Mutyambai. And Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Joseph Mucheru. Heads of agencies, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen in person and online, good morning. Thanks for letting me speak with you today. My name is Neil Walsh and I'm the Regional Representative for East Africa for United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And I'm really delighted to be here in person with you today for this important conference on the automation of criminal casework on behalf of UNODC. Our work with government around the world is to help to achieve the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. And Goal 16 specifically is about peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, providing access to justice for all and building effective, accountable institutions in justice at all levels. Our programme for legal empowerment and aid delivery in Kenya, PLEAD, is the EU's largest investment in the justice sector in sub-Saharan Africa. And Chief Justice Koome launched the second iteration of PLEAD only a couple of weeks ago. And I thank the European Union for their trust in UNODC in our ability to deliver around the country and around the region. We at UNODC have been supporting government reforms that are transforming the criminal justice sector. The support provided through PLEAD, which is anchored in Kenya's Vision 2030, also resonates with the Chief Justice Koume's social transformation through access to justice vision. And her inspiring vision provides a roadmap for developing a judicial system that is efficient, accessible, proportionate, lawful and accountable, especially for the most vulnerable and marginalised in society. Since 2018, in partnership with the Government of Kenya, the EU, UNDP and civil society, we at UNODC have been helping PLEAD to operate to improve the delivery of justice, the settlement of disputes and the use of alternatives to imprisonment. To date, under PLEAD, our support to the judiciary has facilitated the development of sentencing and active case management guidelines, a manual for litigants, and more recently, the alternative justice policy. One of PLEAD's key priority areas is to increase the use of ICT for accessing justice. And I'm really proud to say that PLEAD has been at the forefront of supporting criminal justice actors in adopting technology which has proven vital to the administration of justice, none more so than during COVID. The 2019 and 2020 State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice report highlights the rollout of electronic filing in Nairobi as one of the notable successes of this approach. During the 2019-2020 reporting period, over 20,000 matters were filed and approximately 250 million shillings collected in court fees. These figures speak to the commendable strides taken towards greater access to justice, accountability and management of resources. And we at UNODC look forward to hearing more about these, amongst other successes, throughout this session. Our support towards the digitalisation of the judicial system through e-justice, virtual hearings and e-filing was instrumental in ensuring that the judiciary continued to offer services at the peak of the pandemic. This contributed significantly to reducing case backlogs. And our support has included the provision of laptops, video conferencing equipment to multiple criminal justice agencies to enable continuous dispensation of justice and their individual statutory mandates. We're currently working together to assess the gaps and the conflicts in the Kenyan regulatory landscape on the automation of criminal casework. This consultancy will set the legal and institutional foundation for the full automation of criminal cases through a multi-stakeholder approach. Digitised systems and processes ensure more effective, transparent and efficient administration of justice by the courts and the criminal justice agencies, leading to downstream benefits to clients, including increasing their confidence and their trust in the judicial system. The benefits of digitisation are evident, and in my previous life as a senior law enforcement official attached to Europol in The Hague, I saw the daily benefits of digitisation. There are often suspicions that digitisation leads to greater aggregation of data and risks of human rights violations, but I challenge that. If it's done properly, it actually aids the proportionate, lawful, accountable and necessary delivery of national and international criminal justice. Today is Safer Internet Day around the world, a day where we're supposed to reflect on how to keep people safe online. And the work that you're all doing today and in your day-to-day lives is proving how that can be done, how it empowers your societies, how it empowers your people. Our digitisation removes barriers to access the court system. It reduces costs. For people with disabilities and difficulty accessing the criminal justice system, they improve their ability through assistive technology like listening systems, sign language, interpreters and vision enhancement equipment. Mainstreaming ICT increases access to justice for citizens in remote and marginalised areas, enabling easier access to alternative dispute resolution, including online dispute resolution and restorative justice. It provides access controls and privacy options to prevent secondary traumatisation and preserve the dignity of our victims in virtual hearings. And cybersecurity and data privacy infrastructure will ensure that our citizens' sensitive data is kept confidential, truly implementing a policy of need to know. Meaningful and effective public participation in the justice system can only be achieved with access to the right information. However, despite the progress made to date and the benefits, there is still much to do. In developing its digitisation and automation projects and legal frameworks, the criminal justice sector must take a leave no one behind approach. This requires thinking more broadly than the important issue of access to the internet. The needs and rights of indigent, marginalised and remote communities and vulnerable groups must be at the forefront of any legislative framework and e-justice system that is developed. There is also a considerable digital divide that needs to be considered when developing these systems and policies, as Kenya has a digital literacy rate of 38%. There are real, tangible benefits, ladies and gentlemen, and the remaining challenges of enhancing digitisation. And I hope this opportunity today for Kenyan justice actors to speak together with regional counterparts will speed up the process on automation of criminal casework here in Kenya. I have no doubt with the leadership that you have here that this will happen, and it will happen swiftly and effectively. UNODC, the European Union, we're proud to partner with you because we know that this works, we know that this makes sense, and I wish you every luck in what you're seeking to achieve. Because of the work that we all do together, it has a real impact on the lives of the communities that we serve, and that's what it's all about. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning.
Thank you very much. The UNODC representative, us as the NCAJ family, we appreciate the work and the partnership from UNODC, and we believe that with the continued partnership, we'll be able to move the administration of justice to the next level. Our next speaker is the Ambassador of European Union to Kenya, Ms. Henriette Geiger. She'll be joining us online. Over to you, Henriette Geiger, for your remarks.
Good morning, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. First of all, apologies, I cannot be with you physically. I'm immediately following another meeting, and so I couldn't physically be there. But I'm there with you in spirit. I'm very proud that the EU has been a strong supporter of the justice sector reform in Kenya through our KIC program, as the previous speaker already pointed out. And I'm therefore very pleased to join you with a couple of key messages, also to tell you how the EU is approaching digitalization and invests in optimizing processes in many countries and sectors across the world. One of the EU's priorities nowadays is to become a world leader in digitalization. First and foremost, we want to transform the European societies in a socially fair and equitable way. And we also want to support our partner countries in making full use of digitalization in social transformation. So digitalization is not only helping societies, businesses, and national administrations to modernize and become more effective. It's also an important ingredient in making our systems more transparent and accountable, and above all, to increase public access. And there I also want to join the previous speaker. Digitalization must be socially fair and inclusive, so we have to ensure access to the vulnerable parts and groups of societies. We have to be mindful of the gender digital gap. So when we digitize, we don't want to increase unfair practices, just on the contrary. So in the justice sector, digitalization is the most powerful tool for